Hey guys, welcome back to the pregnancy week by week vlogs. It is currently towards the end of my 10th week. I'm actually 11 weeks tomorrow, so I thought I would do a little roundup of week 10 for you guys today. I have to say it is very continuous of the last few weeks for me. It is it's just hard, like it's just really hard. First trimester for me has been difficult, not least because doing it like with a toddler is just next level in terms of the energy drain, and just there's just no, I feel like there's just no life left in me at the moment. It's really difficult. But I am on the anti-sickness tablets, which I think I showed you last vlog. The anti-sickness tablets are massively helping. I am still being sick, but probably down to like once or twice a week now. I actually forgot to take them yesterday and I was sick like 3 times in the morning, and I was like, why am I so sick today? And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to take my tablet in the morning. So I took my tablet and then I wasn't sick again yesterday. They help so much. Like I still feel sick, still feel nauseous, still have to eat like little and often, but I don't physically sick and like that like wrenching, like, you know, if you've been pregnant and you've had morning sickness, like you'll know, like where your mouth fills up with saliva, you literally just like, you can't stop yourself. It's like a projectile thing. It's just vile, like it's just horrible, especially when you're having to look after another little human at the same time. Obviously, like timing wise, at the moment we are at the beginning of December. I can't believe it's the beginning of December. It's it has been going quickly, I will say that. Like the pregnancy has been going quicker than my previous one, I guess because I just don't have the time to like wallow in my own self-pity. Like you just have to get up and crack on when you're a mum already, which I guess is a positive, but it's also a massive negative. Like there's just 2 ways of looking at it as well, I guess. Work is really busy at the moment, and also my partner, my husband, is away. He usually works away anyway, but he is actually away, like he's abroad at the moment with work, so he's not back until next week. So he's back in time for the scan, which is just the best thing. I mean, I'm still like keeping my fingers crossed and everything, because with military flights, like coming back, anyone that is like a military wife will know this, or a military partner will know this. Military flights are not always the most reliable. They do get cancelled, stuck, changed. People don't book them on the right flights, etc, etc. So I'm just like keeping my fingers crossed that he's actually going to be back in time for the scan, which isn't next week actually. So I'm 11 weeks next week, and then I'm 11 weeks tomorrow. So tomorrow's Sunday. Every Sunday is when I like turn the next amount of weeks. So tomorrow I am 11 weeks, and then the following Sunday I am, so next Sunday I'm 12 weeks, and our scan is on the Monday. So Monday the 12th of December, we're gonna go and see our little baby on the screen, which I'm really excited about. Not least because last time, last time during my pregnancy, looking back in hindsight, like I really didn't have that much support. Ash wasn't around for the majority of the pregnancy. He went abroad. He missed the entire COVID like lockdown situation. He was away with work for 6 months. I was obviously during lockdown, like it was lockdown, original OG lockdown, which just seems like a completely different world to the world that we live in now. And I didn't go to the GP. All of my like phone conversations with the midwife were on the phone. Phone conversations, you know what I mean? All my appointments were on the phone until like later towards the end of my pregnancy. Ash never saw an ultrasound in person. Like he didn't find the gender out with me. He didn't come to any of the first scans, any of the scans. He didn't come to any doctor's appointments or any hospital appointments. Firstly, because he wasn't in the country, he was away with work, and then secondly, he wouldn't have been allowed in anyway because of the COVID situation. I was really sick during my first pregnancy, like just as bad as I am now, if not worse. I can't really remember, like I feel like I'm comparing 2 different lives, because like I said, when you're not a mum already, you can, I guess, wallow a little bit more, and you can, like, it's more about you, whereas this time it just isn't about, like, it isn't about me at the moment. It's definitely almost all about George, which is what it's supposed to be when you're feeling like crap yourself. It's difficult, I think, but like I say, you just have to crack on. You have to get up. You just have to like carry on being a trooper and like getting on with life. But yeah, I was really sick in my first pregnancy, like, and I was on the verge, I think, of having HG, because I was being sick, like, I think it's HG, is that what it's called? I was being sick like 5-6 times a day, couldn't keep down water, couldn't keep down food. It had to be literally like toast or maybe a crumpet. If that, like, that would barely stay down. Like, I was really ill, and I didn't go to the doctors or didn't ask for any prescriptions or anything because of the time. And I think a lot of people will relate with this if you were like pregnant during the pandemic, especially in the early days of the pandemic. I was like first trimester in lockdown, or I think maybe I was going into my second trimester when lockdown hit. But I didn't ask for anything. Like, I just thought, like, the NHS is so, like, it's struggling at the moment. There's so many worse things happening, and it's just morning sickness, and everyone goes through it, and it's awful, but you just have to deal with it. Like, come on, crack on. Whereas this time I'm like, no, I actually do need some help here, because if I'm supposed to be like a mum to a toddler and go to work and be a solo parent and keep this house in a state that it needs to be in, and, you know, just function as a human, then I need some sort of relief. And the sickness tablets, the anti-sickness tablets, are genuinely helping me so much. I still feel sick. I feel sick as I'm talking to you. I feel sick. I have felt sick since like week 6. So it's been like 5 weeks now straight of, well, almost 5 weeks straight of just feeling just sick, like here, like all the time. But it just is what it is. That's pregnancy for me. I remember giving birth to George, and then almost immediately, like, this weight lifted off of my chest, and I didn't feel sick anymore. Although actually I gave birth to George, and then I was sick again after giving birth, and then after that I felt like this, like, weight had lifted, and I just didn't feel sick anymore. And I was like, oh my god, I felt like that for 9 months or almost 10 months. Like, it's insane. Like, yeah, it's just, that's what pregnancy is for me, apparently. So great. But yeah, anyway, George is just downstairs at the moment. He's napping on the sofa. He woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning, crying, and I wanted him to just come into my bed so we could sleep a little bit longer, but he didn't want to. So he went downstairs and he fell asleep at like 10 o'clock on the sofa. So I thought I would film a 10-week update. To be honest, like, I feel like these updates are just me chatting about how I'm feeling, and that generally just feel a bit crap in all of them. So I do apologise if these are boring. However, I feel like in my first trimester, what I wanted to hear was I'm not alone. I'm not alone in how I am feeling. I'm feeling like crap, and I don't feel like I can talk to anyone about it, because obviously no one knows I'm pregnant yet. However, actually, that is the thing. I have told my family, like my close family, so Ash's mum and my mum and dad and Ash's like siblings, and I have told my like closest friends as well, just because I was going to try and keep it a secret until Christmas and do this big like reveal thing, but my parents came to stay with us and I just couldn't keep it in anymore. Like, I just couldn't hide it. Like, it was so incredibly obvious that I had no energy. It was so incredibly obvious that I felt sick and I was puking in the toilets. Like, I couldn't keep it a secret, and I didn't have the energy to keep it a secret. And then I was like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, the only reason I think people tend to keep these things a secret is just in case something goes wrong. And obviously those people that I've told already are the people that I would need around me if anything did happen, or did go wrong or whatever in the early days. So, or, you know, it doesn't have to be the early days, does it? So I definitely feel like I'm more like aware of that this time round. Yeah, I just, hopefully at the scan we get some really good news, and yeah, I think I'll be slightly more at ease by that point. Obviously you still never know, but I think that's the kind of thing that I need to kind of get me to the next like stage in this pregnancy. I'm really looking forward to telling everyone like on here and like talking about it like more freely, because it's obviously all consuming, right? Like when you're pregnant, it's the biggest thing that's happening to you physically, and to not talk about it for 3 months is just weird to me. So I'm thinking I'm going to tell, I mean, obviously by the time you see these I would have announced it or whatever. I did a what's it called, sneak peek blood test. I paid like £50 for the sneak peek blood test, and we found out the gender, which I haven't obviously said anything on here yet. I'm not sure like how I'm gonna do that. I don't really know. I'll figure that out at some point. But we can, like there's just so much like life admin to do, isn't there, when you're thinking about a baby? So like this time in 6 months, 6 months ish, there'll be a baby here in this house, and so where are they going to go? Where are they going to sleep? What things can we reuse that from George we've kept, like crib and clothes, and like if there's any, you know, clothes that we can reuse, just like everything. Like I can't remember what we've got, what we haven't got. I've started doing a little list of things I know that we'll have to purchase, and like figuring out how we're going to be able to afford that, budgeting for that, how we're going to, like if we're going to go second hand for a lot of it, all of that stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm really excited to do. I love organising stuff, I love planning, but at the moment I'm just definitely in like survival mode. In terms of like food and stuff, the reason I say that is because I've just had my air fryer go off because I've got a baked potato in there for me. It's only 11 o'clock, but I just need something like stodgy. Like that's what I'm craving, is stodge. I don't know if I'm craving it, it's what I can handle. That's probably the more accurate statement, is like I can handle crumpets. I can do jam with crumpet, but nothing else, not chocolate or Marmite, nah, just plain or with jam. I can do jacket potatoes or wedges or chips, basically any kind of potato, absolute win. And what else? Basically all I'm eating. It's so bad. Like I haven't consumed a vegetable or a fruit. Or I tell a lie, I can like eat an orange or like a clementine or a satsuma. I can do that, but I can't do like banana. I can't do strawberry, grapes, anything like that. I also don't feel like they taste that nice this time of year anyway. But like vegetables I find disgusting. Like I really don't like them at the moment. And I think possibly like when I'm eating, it's eating to like subside, like to subdue the sickness, like the nauseousness. I don't know how to say that, but you know, like when you feel sick, you need to eat something when you're pregnant to like calm that down a little bit. And things like fruit make it worse because it's full of water, and that's not very filling, and it kind of comes back up basically every time I've had anything. I've tried to have melon or anything, it just comes back up. So to like subside all of the sickness, I basically go for stodge, and yeah, but it's like the carbohydrates, I just need them for energy. I need energy at the moment, because it's something that I'm lacking massively. So that's what I'm giving myself. I'm just cutting myself a lot more slack this time than I was last time. Last time I was really trying to force myself to eat like really nutritious meals that I hated, and I would puke straight back up, and it was like this vicious cycle of horribleness. But this time I'm definitely just like, right, I'm just gonna eat what I can eat, and I think giving myself that grace is definitely helping with the sickness, and taking my vitamins, my multivitamins, obviously, so that kind of like hopefully makes up somewhat for the nutrition that I'm lacking in my food, but hopefully it'll get better towards the second trimester, which I'm counting down these days, guys, for this second trimester to arrive. I really am. But yeah, anyway, about this video just turning into one of those videos where I'm just moaning for 15 minutes, which no doubt it will be. Yeah, that's me at 10 weeks. I am looking forward to telling people. I'm looking forward to work knowing. I'm looking forward to telling everyone on here so I can talk to you guys about it, share, like connect with other people that are maybe pregnant or going through the same things or have done recently, because I like that connection that we can build on here. It helps me get through things, I think, and hopefully it does for others as well. And yeah, I'm ready now. I'm ready to share the love or the pain, whatever it might be, and yeah, get to that scan. That's what I'm holding out for now. And I'm really ready for Ash to get home. Yeah, this is hard on my own, I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to come back and look after me, and do the washing up and change nappies. Those are the two things actually that I'm really struggling with. Washing up, or like hate it, like makes me ill, like makes me really, really feel awful. And changing nappies is an obvious one. I just have to like rush it, like go as quickly as I can possible, like just, yeah, but it's gotta be done. Gotta be done. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there, guys, and I'll see you in the 11-week update. And then it's scan time. See ya.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.